Because I think change happens best when we sit in story. And what if we created more spaces for stories to be told, more spaces to listen, to be curious, to ask questions? What would it look like if story became the way in which we're presented with change? Because I think if we could become more story formed, we'd progress, we'd shift.
You hide your heart so easily. You got it wrapped up so tightly.
Tonight we're asking you to come and listen. Come and let the forgotten one feel heard. Clothe your siblings with the dignifying garments of hanging off of their every word.
Now, I had heard stories on the news about black men getting shot by white cops, but that was something that was supposed to happen in Florida. That was something that happened in Detroit. That was something that happened in Chicago. That was something that happened in New York. It wasn't something that was supposed to happen in Johns Landing, Lara Hill neighborhood, my neighborhood where I live. It wasn't supposed to happen to my neighbor, my friend, one of the most gentle, compassionate people that I've known. And when that moment, when that happened and our safe, what we thought was this safe little bubble got burst, what happened is that the privilege that I had of being distant from those events was immediately removed.
You took a bus?
Yeah.
How many buses did you have to take?
2.
2?
Yeah.
I thought it was 3. 2 buses? Okay. You would know better than me.
The reason why I like cooking, probably you didn't know, is because the people aspect of cooking. Food has a way of bringing people together. When you get to a dinner table, it doesn't matter where you come from. When you get to a dinner table, it doesn't matter how your day was. What matters is you and I. What matters is that you're sitting next to me and I am enjoying your company. What matters is that I look at you and I see you and I value you and I love you. And I think those are the things that we need to bring back to life.
And we would just sit around these massive tables, inside, outside, and just talk about life.
So I said, what do you want to do? He said, I want to give back. I want to make sure that these young people have something they can take with them. And I said, well, our summit brings together 150 young people that don't know where to go to get their own financial freedom. Could you bring that love to our summit? Yeah. And what did he say? Where do I sign?
What we've been talking about tonight, talking about love and what we've been singing about, and that view each and every single one of us as streams flowing from that river.
We view ourselves as quite young, but we are now taking on the mantle of eldership. And it has caused me to reflect on the storytellers, the elders of my life, who have taught me how to share openly and share their stories and teach me how to be through what they've learned.
We need to ask ourselves, whose voices are missing from this conversation? What diversity needs to be added to have full representation? Until everyone's sexual orientation and gender expression are protected, respected, and not met with harmful aggression. Until fleeing the country, self-harm, and suicide are distant options for youth and they can come out with pride, we must be committed to listening better, seeing better, sharing better, doing better.
Because I think if we could become more story formed, we'd progress, we'd shift, new ideas would emerge and be animated in our lives. Because I don't think it's that people don't want to change. I just think we haven't heard enough stories.